Okay, well, hello, isn't this fancy, a little hat. My name is Jod, and by the time this video is going out, I will have turned 19 years of age that day. So, I went to the shops and I couldn't find like a decent party blower, so I'm using this kazoo. There you go. Right, so, I figured, hey, I've lived a long time, nearly 20 years, that's some time, The Wii's nearly 20 years old, think about that. But, I've got here 19 little bits of life advice that I want to show to you. It may not be important to you, it may be important to you. If I can get at least one person to maybe listen to this life advice and follow it, then I'll be happy. Maybe. See what happens. Right. Number 1. Public transport, godsend. It's the sickest thing on the world. If you have a way to use public transport, use it as much as you can. Use a train, use a bus, use a taxi, whatever. It's fucking amazing. It's better for the environment. Use public transport. Number 2. Individualism is the downfall. Think of others. You might not be, you may not be compassionate all the time, but you cannot be self-serving. You cannot be selfish. You can be selfish sometimes, but you can't be selfish all the time, I suppose. You can be selfish a little bit as a treat, if you want. Number 3, compassion is key. If you want to get places, we're seeing this now, where dickheads are falling prey. Elon Musk is losing money because he's a dickhead with no compassion, right? So compassion is key. Compassion will get you to the places you want to be. Compassion for other people, compassion for their ideas, etc. That's what you want. Number 4, engage with ideas that you're a little bit uncomfortable with so you can get a greater perspective and view of the world. This can be through like art, or movies, or a video game you haven't played. Engage with it, right? Engage with it. Get a sense of what it's about, and don't just like write it off as, I don't like it, so I'm not going to do anything with it, Number 5, punch bigots. People will say, well, don't engage with them. No, fucking punch them. Punch a Nazi. Punch a Nazi today if you can. No one's going to stop you. And probably the only person that's going to stop you is a cop. And fuck cops. Number 6. You will, and this is important, you will always have time for things. You will have the time. It might take a month, a year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever. You can get it done. If you set your mind to it, you can eventually get it done. That's at least what I think. Number 7. Women and gay people are fucking sick, and usually they're the ones that give the best advice. They've lived a lot more than I have, and I would rather listen to them than the fucking 1,000 Joe Schmoes that have a dude podcast. You know what I mean? The dude podcast where they sit around dude, have you heard about this? Oh, you're so sick. I'd rather listen to women and gay people and black people for that matter. They've got a lot of better ideas than they do. Number 8. Babies and infants, don't worry about them. You might be out in the park and they might be screaming their heads off because they dropped their ice cream. Fucking who cares? They'll learn. They're fucking 4-year-olds. This one's a 4-year-old right here, aren't you? Anyway, 4-year-olds don't know a lot, so give them some credit. And usually they'll learn if their parents, teach them. So I wouldn't really worry about babies. Do nothing. Let them be babies. Let them be kids. Let kids be kids. Don't worry about it. Number 9. Petty anger is very often not worth it in the long run. If you feel like you're mad at someone or something and you want to let it out for that brief moment of catharsis, very often it will not work out. Case in point, Hamlet. Not even Hamlet. Hamlet. Hamlet's the example of, catharsis gone wrong. But even so, you might feel angry at your boss, you want to let it out, or at someone you hate, for that matter. It's not going to work out very well in the long run. Number 10, read Homestuck. If you are under the age of 19, maybe you probably don't know what Homestuck is. If you're over the age of 19, you've probably maybe already read Homestuck. You might know I'm a bit of a Homestuck head already. I was wearing that John Egbert shirt in my very first video. If you haven't read Homestuck, don't worry about it. Hello, I can see you. But read Homestuck at least once, and if you don't like it, then you don't like it, and if you like it, you'll really love it, like me. Number 11, vote. And I know this is Australia, and I know voting's mandatory, but listen, for people across the world, vote in anything you can. It is vital that we get the right people in the right place at the right time, more than ever. Number 12, number 12 and 13 are sort of conjoined, right? So your boss is never your friend, but your co-workers will always be your friend, right? You can't trust your boss, but trust your co-workers. Your co-workers are on the same level as you, so they're more trustworthy, right? Divided you plead, united you bargain, right? It's the importance of being in a communal, it's the importance of a communal aspect of work, so you can stand together as one, rather than stand together as many, you know? Number 14. Not everyone is going to immediately hate you, but no one is going to immediately like you either. You gotta find your crowd, right? And I found my crowd. I hang out with a bunch of people that I enjoy hanging out with, and they enjoy hanging out with me. But sometimes, you know, people aren't always gonna like you. I'm a dude, and people hate dudes. And that's their business. And so I step away from that. If they hate dudes and they don't want to hang out with me, that's fine. Whatever. It's completely up to them. It's not your fault. It's just a part of the, you know, the larger philosophy. So, really? Oh, I'm gonna kick you out. Get out of here. Alright, number 15. Naan is just 1/2 yogurt and 1/2 flour put together and fried in a pan. So if you want to make naan bread, it's super fucking easy. You just put the flour and the Greek yogurt together and you fry it in the pan. Whew. Love it. Number 16. Learn CPR. This is more of like a life skill than life advice, but learn CPR, because you will never know when someone will just kick the bucket. I went to work a couple of days ago, and someone very nearly had a heart attack, but someone used CPR, so it worked out in the end. So the person survived, and the family was very thankful. So learning CPR is extremely important in any sort of context, right? It doesn't matter if it's work. It could be at the pool yard, or at a carnival, or, you know, in space maybe. Maybe someone's having a heart attack in space. Who knows? Number 17. Don't let anyone try and stop you from complaining about something. And if they say, "Ooh, stop complaining," you have a right to at least be a little mad about something and at least voice it, right? Don't let anyone stop you from complaining. If someone goes, "Well, what are you complaining about?" Keep complaining. Because the more you complain, the more you get your ideas, you sort your ideas out, and the more you can, you know, voice your frustration about something. I think voicing your frustration and venting, even, is a lot better than not saying anything at all, you know what I mean? Alright, number 18. Try and create something at least once, right? Doesn't have to be now, doesn't have to be this week, doesn't even have to be next week or next month. But try and create something. And by something, I mean, like, you know, it could be anything. It could be a little video like this. Hello. It can be like a piece of art. It could be just a photo even. Take a photo of something you like or someone you like. Shush. Be quiet. Or even so, just try and create something. Try and do something with your creative abilities that fits within what you can do. I think it's important that at least someone I think it's important everyone creates something at least once, or creates a bit of art. Art is humanity. Art is humanity. Oh, really? Anyway, and the final one, number 19. No one's going to try and stop you for what you want to do. No one. No one's going to stop you. You can do what you want. It doesn't fucking matter. And I know this sort of like... Get out of the truck. I know this sort of like is a bit redundant, considering I said that individualism will be your downfall. But you make your own decisions in life. You're the only one that controls you. Don't let anyone say otherwise. Don't let anyone say, well, you know, that's the way it is. It's not the way it is, and you can change that for the better. You can do what you want forever. Really. Like, no one's... Who's out there gonna stop you? The government can't stop you. Really. Fucking... Albo can't do anything. What's Albo gonna do? If you go out and you wanna fucking smoke meth, Albo's not gonna stop you. Maybe. Well, maybe don't do that. Maybe like in just terms of like, you know, being out there and being yourself. That's important. I know be yourself is a bit of a cliche, but it really does matter. In terms of, well, that's it, isn't it? That's all my life advice. That's all the bits of life advice I have. But in terms of like reflecting on my life, I've accomplished this past year at least. I've accomplished a lot. I've graduated high school. I'm moving on to uni. I'm making friends at uni. I'm planning to do a lot of projects and stuff, and I'm hopeful. It's been the past year last year of high school. It's always the worst because it fucking sucks. High school fucking sucks. I'm gonna admit that. I pity, and I feel for anyone who's in high school right now, because high school fucking sucks, bro. Literally, who wants to be in? When you think back on high school, you do not want to be there. I did not want to be there. Most people you are shoved into like this tiny little prison with a bunch of other people that probably don't like you. And that's why I'm so excited to get out into the world and actually do things that I want to do. So that's what I'm going to say. And then I'll leave you with this lyric from a band I like. You might have heard of it. It's called Oasis. And that is, tomorrow never knows what it doesn't know too soon. So, happy birthday to me. I'm probably going to be celebrating with a lot of alcohol and sex maybe. I don't know. But yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'll see you around, eh? Hoo-hoo.